Thank you for tuning in to this video. In this video, I wanted, I got the notebook with all the notes, so I don't forget anything I want to talk about. But in this video, I wanted to talk about the top, it's about like 8 signs, maybe 8 or 7 signs, but the top signs of why you need to stop interacting with this person, why you need to just cut this person off. You be thinking to yourself, I don't know if I should hang out with this person anymore, or basically thoughts like that, but then you keep on hanging out with them, and then later on, you think the same thing, and you're just stuck in this cycle of uncertainty. We need to clear that uncertainty. We need to clear all this uncertainty away. Now is not, it never was the time to have this type of feeling in our relationships. When I say relationships, I look at all human interactions that are regular as relationships. So some people may call it a friendship. Oh, my crystal. But some people may call it friendships or whatever. I just call all friendships, relationships. But anyway, so the top sign, we're just getting right into it. I don't want to waste your time. The top sign of when you need to cut someone off is if they're draining your energy. This might sound simple, this might sound obvious, it might sound like common sense, but I feel that maybe most of us may be unaware when something is draining our energy. Maybe we feel drained all the time, we all be having different feelings on the regular. But if you hang out with someone and then you come home and you're like, oh, I need to eat something, or maybe I need to smoke. Maybe you don't usually like smoking that much, but then you get home after hanging with that person, you're like, I just need something, Like, you're fiending for something, you're fiending for energy, you're fiending for life, you're fiending for that joy, right? And maybe you didn't feel this joy or happiness that you're craving before hanging out with him. Maybe you weren't stable in that type of energy. Really, we're all supposed to be operating off pure love and contentment, meditative state of mind. But we may feel even more disconnected from that feeling after hanging out with certain individuals. And after, maybe a couple times, just say, oh, it's just us. But if this is continuously happening where you just feel so, not even empty, you may not even feel empty, you may feel so heavy, maybe feel more dense in your body, feel stagnation in the body, just more or less just this uncomfortableness in your own environment, in your own skin. And if you didn't feel this way before hanging out with them, and you continuously do feel this way after when you hang out with them, that has to be the biggest sign. And that was a lesson that I had to strongly learn. I mean, we're all in this life just learning all these lessons, and this is one that I feel really needs to get talked about. I mean, sure, we hear, oh, stay away from toxic people, stay away from narcissists and energy vampires, or all that type of business, but it can be very deceiving, I look at everyone as my reflection. I don't disassociate with people who do operate off of a different energy wave, if you want to say. But I do realize, and we all should realize, when someone else's vibration is influencing ours but not to our benefit. And like I said before, it all comes in different ways for all people. Maybe you don't feel like you need to eat or smoke, but like maybe you are spiritually aware and you just feel so like you just need to burn 100 sage sticks at once, or like you just need to take a really deep cleansing bath. Like, you feel uncontent. Like I said before, you just feel so uncontent in your reality after being with this person. Yes, that is the biggest sign. Basically, what that could mean is that person is draining your energy, right? They're draining your energy. Like I said before, this is the first sign. I get so passionate when I speak, I need to take a little pause for breath. But yes, I just want to make sure I'm covering all my points. But yes, just this unnecessary, unexplainable tension, just restlessness maybe? Restlessness, you just don't feel right. You just don't feel right. And maybe you're not aware of that you're feeling these type of ways after hanging out with this person. So if you're thinking about, I don't know if this person is good for me or not, I don't know if I should keep on associating with this person, check in with yourself after hanging out with them. Come home, wherever that you reside when you are not in the outside world. Sit with yourself. Sit with yourself and ask yourself, ask your body, how do we feel right now? You know? How do we feel right now? Do I feel as good as I did before? Do I feel better than I did before? You know, we have to ask ourselves, we have to be present with ourselves after, while, and before. We should always be present with ourselves, but really, really after, tuning in, after we hang out with individuals, to know how is this person making me feel, you know? Next sign. If their words don't resonate with you, now this may seem so generalistic, like, oh yeah, like, they like basketball. No, not like that. We all have different hobbies and this and that. But if they're the vibration that they speak, and it can not just be the language, the word that they say, it can be the place that they're coming from. Now, if you can really feel and tap into other energies that surround you, if you're feeling what they say, and it doesn't resonate, like you wouldn't really speak about things like that. Like, let's say you're at a store or whatever, and like something didn't go their way, they didn't get the discount they wanted, or something random, something didn't go their way. They start throwing all this vulgar language around. They be casting spells. Maybe you're not resonant with the fact that words are spells. That deeply resonates with me. I feel everything we say comes to light, you know? Every vibration that we emit through our avatars, it's going to be reciprocated in some way, in other shape or form. But yeah, like I said, back to the scenario, you know, they start casting, you know, calling this girl a B word, and oh, F them, blah 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 blah, like, and that doesn't resonate with you, and you wouldn't do that in that type of situation, then you know that this person, that maybe they're not supposed to be around you, you know? And not saying that that type of way of being is bad. I'm not saying that, oh, you should never swear or anything like that. Like, you can say and do what you want. But if the words that they are saying and emitting from their body doesn't, you want to say it like that, or you want to respond to the situation like that, or you just genuinely don't feel that way towards people. You just want love and compassion for people. You just want everyone's day to be great. You just want so much love and happiness for everybody. But the person or the persons that you hang out with don't view life that same way. That is another really big sign of feel that you should just cut them off. Because what purpose do they serve? I mean, I'm not telling you just to cut everyone off because, oh, they got angry at a situation. But no, I'm not saying that. But if most of the things that this person communicates is at a lower frequency, if you will, than yours, then that is not something that you need to continuously surround yourself with. It's just really that simple. And sometimes we can be blinded. You know, I've known this person forever. You know, that's just how they are. Like, it doesn't bother me. Like, it's whatever. Like, but no, like, if you don't view things the same way, just like general things, like how people and how you should talk about people explicitly, you know, like outwardly, and even just in your thoughts, like, everything that we express to ourselves, it comes from inside first. We have to think those thoughts, feel those feelings, then express it outwardly, whether that be through words. body language, whatever the case may be. That is all coming from within them. And if what is coming from within them and expressing outward, again, if it's not resonant with you, then that means that everything that you're internalizing, your thoughts, your emotions, everything that you're expressing through yourself, it's more positive. It may be more positive than they are. So if you keep on surrounding yourself with this energy, their energy, you're going to start to think like them. You're going to start responding like them. You are who you hang out with, and that is so true. That is so true. I used to think like, oh, like, no, like, I'm my own person, all that. Yes, you are. You're completely in control of all things that are yours. Your thoughts, your emotions, all that. You're in control of that. But if you are consciously choosing to go back into this environment, into their energy field, and experience this, and if it's not resonating with you, then what purpose does it serve you? You know, I'm not saying that you just need to cut people off just because. No, like, you need to really tap in and really sit with yourself and be like, is there a reason I'm keeping this bridge in my life? That's what relationships can be looked at as bridges. Bridges, you know? Are they meeting me halfway? Or am I showing up? Maybe they are showing up halfway. But the way they act, like, no, it just makes you want to go, no. And then you keep coming, why do you keep coming back? If it makes you want to not be there. That really resonates. I feel someone need to hear that. Why do you keep on going back if it's not resonant when you're there? You know, sometimes we can put on this facade visionar in our brain of, oh, this is really fun, or, oh, I really like this person. But they're hanging out with them, you just be looking at them different. You just you be aware of what they're not even realizing about themselves. Maybe you are more aware than this person, more aware of your feelings inside, how things make you feel. I'm not saying that we need to be perfect. I'm not saying that we need to be happy and jolly all the time. And for that matter, you know, our relationships aren't going to be perfect. Our relationships aren't going to be happy and jolly all the time. But just realizing, like, basically the cup scenario, you know, you need to fill your cup every day, you know, your happiness cup, you know, whatever they like to say. If you're going into this interaction with this person, with your cup filling, you're feeling good about yourself, feeling good about the day, and then you come home and your cup's empty. There's no reason that you should be coming home with an empty cup. There's no reason for that. We're in a constant state of flux. We're always changing. We're always evolving. And if we're continuously evolving to benefit ourselves on our own time, and then we hang out with people, and then we just feel like our progress was lost. And you didn't even have to, like, really do something with them. Like, you were just by them. And it's like they already took everything that you just gained, everything that you were just accumulating within yourself, and then it all just went. And you're like, where'd it go? Where'd my happiness go? Where did my clarity go? Where'd my sunshine go? When we continue to follow this cycle of hanging out with the people that don't benefit us, you're gonna be right here where you are right now, on this video or another video speaking the same thing, trying to figure out what to do. When we have uncertainty in our brain, especially since we're talking about the topic of our relationships, our friendships, whatever, if we keep on having uncertainty about these things, that means that there's something inside of you that is not resonating with the situation. We need to sit back and ask ourselves, hold up. Is my ego making me to want to keep on traveling through the situation because it makes us feel good in the moment? And then we come back to ourselves and we're like, nope, that didn't fulfill me. That didn't make me feel good inside. and then your ego gets excited to hang out with them again. Full circle. Everything will keep on coming in full circle. That's like I said, we're always in flux, always evolving. Always evolving. Next, I feel like I'm only on point 2 already. Okay, number 3. They only speak about what interests them. Now, I'm not saying that every single relationship that you have in your life needs to have the exact same hobbies and you do the exact same tasks every day. Like, no, like, we're all supposed to be different for a reason, you know? But if they only like to speak about things that they like and only that they like, and they're not asking you about what you like, let's say they really like sports and all they ever want to talk about is sports. That's okay. That's okay that they want to talk about sports. But if both of you are not having the opportunity to share both of your interests and collaborate this joy that you guys both have for your interests, then what would be the purpose for you to be there with them? Because they're not wanting to hear about what your aspirations are, what your goals are, what brings you joy, what brings you purpose. What brings you purpose, you know? They like talk about sports all the time, but you rather talk about plants, you know? You want to talk about the new plant that you got, or, you know, you want to talk about the new crystals that you got maybe, but they only want to talk about one thing. And when you bring up something, they seem disinterested. Big indicator. Big indicator that literally just dropped in my head right now. They just don't want to talk about it. They rather not. They don't show any much, or maybe not as much as you would like. Like, you're up there rooting for them, you know, you're so happy that, you know, they scored like 10 touchdowns last night and all that. But when you want to speak about what you want to speak about, they just be like, oh yeah, that's cool, blah blah, next thing. You know? Just realize that. Just realize that. Another thing is too, when they speak about, you know, their things and all, notice the way that they express it to you. Are they trying to show off? Are they trying to show off their skills and only talk about what makes them look good? That could be another thing too. They're only speaking about what makes them look good, and they don't want to speak about what makes you look good. You know, what makes you happy? What's benefiting you? They only want to talk about what's benefiting them. Or maybe they only want to talk about the problems. That's another thing too. I mean, there'll be so many things to look out for. But basically, when their words aren't resonating with you, it's just simply not resonating. You just can't find much to relate to, and there's just not that spark in the conversation. Don't hang out with them anymore like that then. Because it's just wasting your time, really. I mean, we want to spend our time doing things that bring us joy, uplift us, get us excited, makes us happy to be there in that moment. When we're not content in the moment, then when something isn't aligned with our true selves. But yeah, they only speak about what interests them, or that type of thing. They're always trying to speak about themselves. They're not trying to find out what's happening with you. They're not trying to find out what's happening with you and how you're really feeling and how what you really want to talk about them. They're not really wanting to hang out with who you are then, right? Right. That kind of goes into this next point. They only see you for your ego and your body. Now, that might sound different to someone who may not be spiritually aware. But basically what it's just saying is, like, they only see you for this physical form. They only see you as much as they may see themselves. And if you're seeing yourself more than they're seeing themselves, then it's not going to be resonant, right? It's not going to be resonant. And that can cause uncontentment again. That word is really coming up. Just unfulfilledness. The relationship isn't fulfilling you. You're not being really seen. You're not being really seen, you know. You want to be seen for all the you want to be seen for your happiness. Maybe you want to be seen for your smile. You just want to be seen for all the great things that you're doing in this world, or what you're aspiring to be, or just simply being. You just want to simply be with this person and just really value each other. But they only see you for, oh, maybe like, I like the way her body is, or I don't like the way her body is, or he or she. I'm just using she because I'm a girl, so I kind of see things from the female perspective, but yeah, and if they're only seeing you for your ego, you know, there's so many different egos that we can portray ourselves with, but if they're only seeing you as that limited perspective of the reflection of our personality or her astrological chart, if you know about that, but if they're only seeing you for that and you see beyond that, you're not going to be content in this relationship because you're always going to feel like they don't know who you are. You're always going to feel like they just don't understand you. And they think they got you all figured out, you know, they look at you in the physical and they're like, yep, that's her, you know. But no, no, like, you really wish that they saw you. That they saw you. That's really resonating right now. But yeah, you feel you aren't being seen the way that you wish. The relationship isn't going as where you expected it would be, or as that you would hoped it would be. And I'm not saying that, you know, oh, I thought I would marry this person like a year ago and it didn't happen. But like, no, like, if our expectations should always be coming from a place of just contentment and joy and wanting to feel good in the present moment, right? That's what we're searching for, right? That's what we're really searching for. You know, the materialistics is just an external validation of all the energy that's actually really around us. But if the relationship is not, again, I feel like this is just going again into not fulfilling. I feel like this is just the main point. Like, this could just be a 1-point video. Like, this just won't, if the relationship is not filling you, but I feel I need to really go tap into more of the certain intricacies of that, so we can really step back and understand, like, whoa, like, I was really thinking this is that what it was, and it was not. Like, I was really thinking I loved this person, but really I was just trying to find someone to love. Or maybe I really liked hanging out with this person, but now I just don't like the way that they be acting, or I don't like their vibe, I don't like the way that they feel, right? Maybe, you know, the relationship is going where you expected. That could be perceived as, you know, you thought that they were gonna be as they acted in the beginning, you know. We wear these facades when we greet people. And then when we start to get to know them, then all of a sudden it just doesn't feel right, you know. This isn't what I expected. When that starts happening, nope. Not time to be wasting our energy on that. You know, there's so many other things that we could be doing that could be bringing us joy and contentment, and not this uncertainty. I don't know, I just don't feel good now, and all these things, like, messy business. I'm not calling that these relationships are negative and just bad. Like, no, that's not what I'm saying. But we need to all step back from our relationships and just realize, is this interaction that I'm having with a reflection? I call everything my reflection. I see everything as myself. But, you know, for people who don't resonate with that statement, if you're having these interactions with people and it's just, no, I forgot what I was gonna say because I just explained something. What was I gonna say? I don't know, breathe. But yeah, if it isn't as fun and exciting and fulfilling as a relationship that it was in the beginning, yeah, I'm not saying that it's bad. It's not going to be perfect all the time. I'm not saying that the negative is bad or anything like that. But when it's just only bringing that and you're just only getting these energies back, you just have to step back and realize it for what it really is, and stop determining your present actions from way past experiences. I feel some of us really do go off of our past experiences to dictate how we operate in this now. But really what we should be tapping into is how we feel right now. How we feel right now. That is how we should be basing off our interactions. That is the place that we should be coming from whether deciding if we should keep on hanging out with this person or not. Anything else that I need to say? But yeah, basically, if this interaction is not fun for you anymore, there's no reason. It's unfair to you, really. It's unfair to you. And if you keep on going through the cycle, if you're like, yeah, I know that this person isn't good for me, but then you hang out with them again, you're gonna feel more and more and more unfilled and uncontent and uncertain. Because they're gonna keep on manifesting. If you keep on manifesting the same cycle, if you keep on partaking in it, it's gonna keep on manifesting the same emotions. Like, there's no way around that. And it may be hard, maybe hard to say, I've been chilling with this person for so long, and now I've realized that they're not benefiting me, and now I'm in this place where, like, dang, like, I need to let this person go now. That, if you're in that spot right now, learn to detach from everything around you, not just this person, but if you're realizing that it may be difficult for you to exit this person from your life after realizing, like, oh, like, I really don't need them there, really practice on detaching from everything around you and looking from within and realizing that you're all you need. You're all you need, I promise. You're all you need. We're all manifesting our own reality, right? You thought those thoughts, you felt those emotions, you did those actions, and then you came here, and then you exist in this reality. And if you keep on doing the same, this is a quote, I just fell on my head. If I continue to think the way I've always thought, then I will continue to act as I've always acted. And if I continue to act as I've always acted, then nothing is going to change. That is what is resonating right now. That was perfect for this video. But yeah, all relationships need awareness and care. All relationships need awareness and care. You can't, like, you need to keep that link flowing, the energy flowing, reciprocating. It needs to be flowing for you to have a nice, healthy, fulfilling relationship, right? Are they reciprocating this energy that you give to them? Or maybe we can look at this video on the flip side. Sometimes we need to look inward, look at ourselves and be like, am I the person that is maybe causing this relationship to become stagnant as well? Is it both of us? Is it just me? Is it just me and I'm realizing how down I make them feel? All relationships need this awareness. And maybe if you do feel comfortable with this individual to express the way that you really do feel, do that. Have that sit down, have that conversation, just be like, this is what's been going on in my mind, and I don't know if I feel disconnected from you or if it's just me, if you felt this way, But if you don't feel comfortable expressing such deep emotion, especially when these wounds are fresh and you're realizing how hurt that you've been in the relationship, maybe you don't really want to communicate this to that person because you don't even know if they're gonna feel for you like that. And that's another thing. If you want this relationship, this friendship, this interaction to have emotional stability and resonance and comfort of sharing emotion. I feel like all relationships really need comfort and sharing emotion, but if you feel that relationship isn't really that, maybe don't even waste your time explaining yourself because you already know that they're not benefiting you, or maybe you don't know. Have the conversation, then I would go after that. But yeah, basically, if y'all ain't growing together, if y'all ain't really living together, you're just stagnant in one place and you're trying to reach the mountains, literally or figuratively. And they're trying to, you know, keep on doing the same thing. It's time to just drop it, let it go. And after a while, or maybe even a little bit, you'll realize that all the energy that you were giving into that relationship, you don't need to be giving it anymore. And you can use all this time and all this energy to be even benefiting yourself and raising your frequency, if you will, to manifest even better relationships for yourself. We need to let go of what doesn't serve us in order for the universe to open doors of abundance and prosperity in all things that are for our highest and best good, as that is what we are aspiring for. We need to let go of what doesn't serve us. And that is what I wanted this video to be, is to help us realize, especially, you know, basically from human interaction perspective, what humans we are keeping in our circle, in our life, in our business, that are simply dead weight. I feel that is all that really needs to be expressed right now. Thank you for tuning into this video. If you're still here, I really hope that all the ways that I express myself can help you into living a more fulfilling life. Now, I have this positive thinking book saved till the end. We're gonna see what quote do we need to hear right now. A simple act of kindness. A simple act of kindness. Kindness creates confidence. Kindness creates thinking positive thoughts. Kindness. That's what we need to bring to our relationships, is kindness. You know, if we may be realizing that this person is unbeneficial for us, don't lash out at them. Do not be angry with them. Before, especially if you do want to communicate with this person, I would really take some time to really understand how you feel and how you can heal that within yourself, and then approaching the situation respectively. Because, you know, everyone is yourself, everyone is you, everyone has this beautiful source energy radiating through them, and whether they express that through physical, you know, consciously or not, we need to still come from a place of kindness and respect. Because there was a time that relationship was fulfilling. Maybe it did bring you happiness. I feel that is all that needs to be said. But yes, thank you for tuning in. And if you have any thoughts on this video, I would love to hear about them. I would love to hear about what you have to say. But yes, I hope all your relationships uplift you and never bring you down. Have a good rest of your day.